There's a moment in life when you realize that noise surrounds you. Everyone seems to be shouting to be heard, striving for attention, and racing to be noticed. Social media feeds overflow with updates, opinions, and endless streams of validation-seeking posts. Conversations feel rushed, loaded with interruptions, and filled with oversharing. The louder the world gets, the harder it is to find your own voice. But some people don't play by these rules. They don't compete for attention, yet they are unforgettable. They seem calm, steady, and powerful, even when saying little. Their presence is magnetic, their confidence unshakable, and their lives quietly impactful. What's their secret? The answer lies in their habits, a deliberate way of living that prioritizes depth over display, focus over frenzy, and strength over noise. It's a path shaped by choices that build resilience, protect energy, and nurture independence. These habits aren't about chasing attention or approval. They're about creating a life that speaks for itself. Take a moment to think about someone you know who seems stuck in the noise. Let's call him David. David is a hard-working guy, driven by ambition and the need to stay connected. His mornings start with a flurry of notifications, emails, social media pings, and news alerts. He scrolls through his phone as he eats breakfast, responding to comments, liking posts, and absorbing opinions that add little value to his day. He rushes into meetings, talks over colleagues to prove his points, and spends hours obsessing over how he came across to others. By the time the day ends, David feels drained. He's tired but restless, scrolling through his phone again before bed, wondering why he feels so disconnected despite being constantly plugged in. He hasn't spent a quiet moment with his thoughts. His energy is scattered across dozens of trivial interactions, and his confidence feels fragile, tied to how others perceive him. One day, David hits a wall. Exhausted and dissatisfied, he starts to notice something. The people he admires most don't act the way he does. His mentor at work, for example, rarely speaks during meetings, but when he does, people listen. A friend from college seems to be thriving without posting every milestone online. Even a neighbor, a retired teacher, carries himself with quiet confidence, commanding respect without seeking it. David decides to make a change. He starts small, setting his phone aside for an hour each morning to enjoy his coffee without interruptions. He doesn't tell anyone about it. He just does it. Soon, that hour grows into a habit of sitting in silence, journaling his thoughts, and prioritizing what matters most for the day. At work, he begins speaking less but with more purpose. He practices saying no to tasks that don't align with his goals. Outside the office, he spends more time on meaningful hobbies and less on social media. Slowly but surely, people begin to notice the change. David isn't trying to impress anyone, but his newfound calmness and focus make him more respected and trusted. He feels stronger, more in control, and less tied to external validation. David's story isn't unique. It's a reflection of what many of us experience, a world that demands constant engagement, constant validation, and constant sharing. It's exhausting, and it often leaves us feeling less connected to ourselves. But the solution isn't complicated or out of reach. It's about small, consistent changes that shift the focus inward, where true strength lies. When you step back from the noise, something incredible happens. You start to see the difference between what's important and what's not. You realize that saying less can actually make your voice stronger. You discover the power of holding back, creating space for others to wonder, to respect, and to approach you with genuine interest. Choosing a quieter, more intentional life isn't just a practical decision, it's an emotional one. At first, it might feel unsettling. The urge to fill silences, to explain yourself, or to prove your worth might tug at you. But then comes the freedom. You realize you don't owe anyone constant updates about your life. You don't need to perform for anyone's approval. You don't have to justify your choices to people who may not even notice or care. This shift is deeply empowering. It allows you to focus on what truly matters, building internal strength, nurturing meaningful relationships, and living in alignment with your values. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't need to seek attention because their presence naturally commands it. Think about this. Every time you say yes to the noise, you say no to yourself. Every time you seek external validation, you hand over a piece of your power. Every moment spent worrying about how others perceive you is a moment lost to building the life you want. But the good news is that change doesn't require grand gestures. It starts with small, deliberate steps. It's the habit of pausing before speaking, the practice of embracing quiet moments, and the discipline of setting boundaries. Over time, these small actions build into something remarkable, a life that feels lighter, freer, and more aligned with your purpose. This journey isn't about becoming invisible. It's about becoming so grounded in yourself that you no longer need the spotlight to shine. It's about realizing that true strength comes from within, not from the applause of others. It's about choosing to be unknown in the best possible way, respected, calm, and quietly powerful. There is something captivating about the quiet ones. They don't rush to fill the air with words, nor do they clamor for attention. Yet when they speak or act, the world seems to pause. Their energy is deliberate, their movements intentional, and their presence magnetic. It's not just their silence that draws others in, it's what that silence represents: control, confidence, and clarity. In a society obsessed with speed, noise, and constant connection, stepping back feels counterintuitive. But that very act of embracing silence and reducing availability creates an undeniable allure. Those who master this approach exude an air of mystery and purpose that others can't help but respect. The question isn't why silence is powerful, it's how you can harness this power in your own life. Silence is not just the absence of noise, it is a tool for focus. In quiet, you can hear the thoughts that truly matter. Most people spend their days reacting to a constant stream of information, barely stopping to think. When you step into silence, you create space for clarity. This clarity is rare, and because it is rare, it commands attention. Reducing availability sends a powerful message to the world. It says that your time is valuable, and you are the one who decides where it is spent. When you are always accessible, people may take you for granted. But when you create boundaries and step back, your presence becomes a privilege. Suddenly, others think more carefully about how they interact with you because they know it is not guaranteed. They see you as someone with purpose, someone who values their time and energy, and that respect elevates your presence. Silence also allows you to observe. In a conversation, silence creates space for the other person to reveal more than they intended. When you listen more than you speak, you learn about the motivations, insecurities, and desires of those around you. This understanding gives you an advantage, whether in relationships, work, or personal growth. While others are busy trying to make themselves heard, you are gathering information, building a deeper understanding of the dynamics at play. The energy you save by staying silent and unavailable can be redirected into more meaningful pursuits. Constant engagement drains you, emotionally, mentally, and physically. When you choose silence, you conserve that energy for what truly matters. It's not just about being productive. It's about creating a life filled with intention. Every action you take becomes deliberate, and the impact of your presence grows stronger because it is no longer diluted by trivialities. Being unavailable doesn't mean isolating yourself. It means choosing your interactions carefully. When you are selective about who has access to you, the quality of your relationships improves. People appreciate you more when they realize your time is not easily given. This is not about manipulation. It's about recognizing your worth and expecting others to do the same. The scarcity of your attention makes it more valuable, and those who truly care about you will rise to meet your standards. In the professional world, silence and reduced availability can transform your reputation. The person who speaks less in meetings but contributes with precision and depth is often the one who is most respected. They're seen as thoughtful, deliberate, and wise. This perception builds trust and authority, making you someone others look up to. In contrast, those who speak endlessly or make themselves too accessible may be viewed as less confident, as if they are trying to prove their worth rather than letting it speak for itself. Silence can also shield you from unnecessary conflict. Many arguments are fueled by reactive words spoken in the heat of the moment. When you practice silence, you give yourself the gift of time to think, to reflect, and to respond wisely. This doesn't mean avoiding confrontation. It means approaching it with calmness and strategy. People often regret what they say in anger, but you will not, because you have chosen your words carefully. Reducing availability is an act of self-care. It's about recognizing that not every call, message, or request requires an immediate response. By prioritizing your needs over the demands of others, you create a life that feels less rushed and more centered. This doesn't mean ignoring your responsibilities. It means approaching them with a sense of balance. When you are less reactive to the outside world, you gain control over your inner world. In relationships, silence and selectiveness deepen connection. By holding back, you give others the space to appreciate who you are. Oversharing can dilute the depth of a relationship, while restraint creates intrigue. It invites curiosity and respect, as the other person senses there is more to you than what meets the eye. This isn't about playing games. It's about preserving the sacred parts of yourself that only a few should see. The power of silence extends beyond interpersonal dynamics. It impacts how you see yourself. In quiet moments, you can reflect on your goals, values, and emotions. You can identify what truly matters and let go of distractions. This process strengthens your sense of self, making you less dependent on external validation. When you know who you are, you become unshakable, and that inner strength radiates outward. By embracing silence, you also tune into the world in a different way. You notice details that others overlook, from the nuances of a conversation to the subtle shifts in your environment. This heightened awareness makes you more present, more in tune with life's rhythms. It's as if the world slows down for you, offering insights and opportunities that remain hidden to those caught up in the noise. Silence can also amplify your creativity. Without constant input from the outside world, your mind has the freedom to wander, explore, and innovate. Some of the greatest ideas are born in moments of solitude, when the distractions fall away and your imagination is allowed to roam freely. By reducing your availability, you create the mental space needed for inspiration to strike. There is a profound strength in being comfortable with silence. Many people fear it because it forces them to confront themselves. But when you embrace it, you find peace in your own company. This peace becomes your anchor, grounding you in a world that often feels chaotic. It allows you to move through life with grace and confidence, unbothered by the opinions or expectations of others. Choosing silence doesn't mean rejecting the world. It means engaging with it on your own terms. It's about knowing when to speak and when to listen, when to act and when to wait. This balance is what gives silence its power. It's not about withdrawing, it's about stepping forward with intention and clarity. The impact of silence grows over time. At first, people may not notice the change in you, but slowly they begin to see you differently. They sense your calmness, your focus, and your strength. They start to wonder what drives you, what you're thinking, and why you seem so at ease. This curiosity is the foundation of your magnetism. Silence is not just about what you don't say, it's about what you do. When your actions align with your values, they speak louder than any words ever could. People will remember how you made them feel, the example you set, and the integrity you showed. These are the qualities that leave a lasting impression, far more than anything you could say. Reducing availability doesn't mean shutting people out. It means inviting the right people in. It's about creating relationships that are built on mutual respect and genuine connection. It's about being present in the moments that matter and letting go of the ones that don't. This selectiveness enriches your life, filling it with meaning and purpose. Silence teaches you patience. In a world that rewards urgency, learning to wait can feel revolutionary. But patience is a form of strength, a quiet confidence in your ability to endure and succeed. It allows you to approach challenges with a clear mind and a steady heart, unshaken by the rush of the moment. When you embrace silence and reduce your availability, you don't just change how others see you, you change how you see yourself. You begin to value your time, your energy, and your presence in a way that transforms every aspect of your life. You realize that you are enough just as you are, and that your worth is not tied to how much noise you make. The power of silence lies in its ability to reveal the truth about yourself, about others, and about the world around you. It strips away the superficial, leaving behind only what is real and meaningful. It is a path to clarity, strength, and freedom, and it is available to anyone willing to take it. The power of silence and selective availability leads naturally to an even deeper practice, freeing yourself from the constant need for external validation. While silence guards your presence, self-validation fortifies your inner world. Together, these practices create a foundation for true independence, freedom from the weight of others' opinions. This next step is not just about quieting the external noise. It's about silencing the inner critic that thrives on the approval of others. Many people spend their lives chained to the opinions of those around them. A compliment feels like a lifeline, while criticism feels like a blow. This dependence is exhausting, keeping you in a perpetual state of chasing affirmation and avoiding disapproval. But the Stoics teach us that true strength comes from within. They believed that the only validation worth pursuing is your own. Relying on external approval gives away your power. It makes your self-worth contingent on something you cannot control. What others think of you is shaped by their experiences, biases, and moods. none of which are within your influence. When you build your sense of self on such an unstable foundation, you leave yourself vulnerable to every passing opinion. Instead, self-validation allows you to stand firm, no matter what storms come your way. The first step in detaching from validation is recognizing the patterns that keep you tethered to it. It often begins in subtle ways, checking how many likes your post received, seeking reassurance after making a decision, or replaying conversations to analyze how you were perceived. These habits can feel harmless, but over time, they build a dependency on external feedback. Breaking free requires you to shift your focus inward, where your true value resides. Self-validation starts with knowing yourself deeply. When you understand your values, strengths, and intentions, you become less concerned with how others interpret your actions. Instead of measuring your worth by their reactions, you begin to measure it by how closely you align with your principles. This alignment creates a sense of integrity that no external opinion can shake. To cultivate this, reflect on your motivations. Ask yourself why you are pursuing certain goals or behaving in specific ways. Are you doing it because it aligns with who you are, or because you hope to impress someone? When your actions stem from your own values, they carry a strength that external validation cannot provide. This doesn't mean disregarding feedback altogether. It means filtering it through the lens of your principles, rather than letting it dictate your sense of self. Another key to detaching from validation is accepting that you cannot please everyone. People's opinions are often contradictory. What one person admires, another may criticize. Trying to satisfy everyone leaves you stretched thin, constantly shifting to meet expectations that don't align with your authentic self. Accepting that not everyone will approve of you is liberating. It allows you to focus on living a life that feels true to you. Criticism, while uncomfortable, can also be an opportunity for growth. When you detach from the emotional sting of disapproval, you can evaluate feedback objectively. Instead of reacting defensively, you can ask whether it holds any truth and whether it aligns with your values. This approach transforms criticism from something to fear into a tool for self-improvement. It's not about ignoring what others say. It's about using it wisely without letting it define you. One of the most empowering aspects of self-validation is that it frees you from comparison. When you rely on external approval, it's easy to measure yourself against others, constantly asking whether you're good enough, successful enough, or liked enough. But comparison is a losing game because it's based on incomplete information. You see others' highlights, but not their struggles. Self-validation allows you to step out of this cycle, focusing instead on your own progress and growth. Practicing gratitude can also help you detach from validation. When you focus on what you appreciate about yourself and your life, you shift your attention away from what others think. Gratitude grounds you in the present moment, reminding you that your worth is not tied to external achievements or opinions. It fosters a sense of contentment that makes you less reliant on outside approval. Detaching from validation doesn't mean isolating yourself or dismissing others entirely. It means approaching relationships from a place of wholeness rather than neediness. When you no longer seek constant affirmation, you can engage with others more authentically. You give them the freedom to be themselves without placing the burden of your self-worth on their opinions. This shift often deepens relationships, creating connections based on mutual respect rather than dependency. Developing self-validation requires practice and patience. One way to start is by acknowledging your accomplishments, no matter how small. Celebrate your efforts and progress, even if no one else notices. This habit reinforces the idea that your worth is independent of external recognition. Over time, it builds a sense of confidence that becomes unshakable. Another powerful practice is journaling. Writing down your thoughts, experiences, and reflections helps you process your emotions and understand yourself better. It creates a space where you can validate your own feelings without needing anyone else's input. Over time, this habit strengthens your ability to rely on your inner voice rather than seeking validation from others. Mindfulness is another valuable tool in detaching from validation. By staying present, you become more aware of the moments when you're tempted to seek approval. Instead of reacting automatically, you can pause, reflect, and choose a different response. This awareness allows you to break the cycle of seeking validation and replace it with practices that nurture your self-worth. Detaching from validation also involves embracing imperfection. The need for approval often stems from a fear of making mistakes or being judged. But perfection is an illusion, and striving for it only creates unnecessary pressure. When you accept your flaws and see them as part of your humanity, you free yourself from the need to appear perfect in others' eyes. This self-acceptance creates a sense of peace that no amount of external validation can provide. The Stoics remind us that our worth is not tied to our circumstances or others' opinions. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." This insight highlights the irony of seeking validation from others when we should be looking inward. When you prioritize your own judgment over external opinions, you reclaim your power and live with greater freedom. One of the most profound benefits of detaching from validation is the sense of inner peace it brings. Without the constant need to seek approval, you feel lighter, freer, and more grounded. You no longer waste energy trying to manage others' perceptions or meet unrealistic expectations. Instead, you can focus on what truly matters to you, living a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. This journey isn't about shutting others out or becoming indifferent to their feelings. It's about creating a healthy balance where you value your own opinion without dismissing others. It's about learning to listen without letting external voices overpower your own. And it's about building a sense of self-worth that is strong, stable, and unwavering. As you detach from validation, you'll notice a shift in how others perceive you. People are drawn to those who are confident in themselves, not because they seek approval, but because they radiate authenticity. Your independence becomes a source of respect, and your calmness inspires trust. This transformation doesn't happen overnight, but each step you take towards self-validation brings you closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. Detaching from validation is a profound step toward reclaiming your inner strength, but it becomes even more powerful when paired with emotional control. Independence from others' opinions creates a solid foundation, but it's mastery over your reactions that turns that foundation into an unshakable fortress. The ability to stay calm in the face of life's unpredictability not only protects your peace, but also builds an undeniable presence that speaks of wisdom and resilience. In a world where emotions often dictate actions, staying grounded is a rare and enviable skill. It creates an air of quiet authority, as though nothing can rattle you. This composed persona doesn't come from suppressing your emotions, but from understanding and managing them with intention. let's dive into the practices that can help you navigate emotional waves with grace and poise. Mastering emotional control begins with awareness. Emotions often arise without warning, triggered by words, actions, or situations beyond your control. What happens next, however, is entirely within your power. When you cultivate awareness, you learn to notice these triggers without immediately reacting. This pause is the key to staying grounded. It allows you to observe your feelings objectively, as though you're watching a passing cloud rather than being swept away by a storm. Building this awareness requires daily practice. Mindfulness exercises, such as focusing on your breath or observing your surroundings without judgment, train your mind to stay present. The more present you are, the less likely you are to be ruled by emotions tied to past regrets or future worries. This practice helps you respond intentionally rather than reacting impulsively, and over time, it becomes a natural part of your approach to challenges. Emotional control also depends on the ability to separate what you can control from what you cannot. The Stoics were masters of this principle, teaching that peace comes from focusing on your own actions and letting go of external circumstances. For example, if someone criticizes you, you cannot control their opinion, but you can control how you respond. Choosing not to take the bait not only preserves your energy, but also demonstrates confidence and restraint. This self-discipline speaks volumes to those around you, showing that you are not easily shaken. Another powerful tool for managing emotions is reframing your perspective. When faced with adversity, consider how the situation might serve your growth rather than viewing it solely as a setback. This doesn't mean denying your feelings or pretending everything is fine. Instead, it's about shifting your focus from what you've lost to what you can learn. By seeing challenges as opportunities, you reduce their emotional impact and approach them with a sense of purpose. In moments of heightened emotion, grounding techniques can help you regain control. Physical practices such as deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, or even stepping outside for fresh air anchor you in the present and calm your nervous system. These small acts of self-care create the space needed to process your feelings without being overwhelmed by them. They remind you that while emotions may be intense, they are also temporary. Expressing emotions constructively is another essential practice. Bottling up feelings often leads to frustration and resentment, while uncontrolled outbursts can damage relationships. Instead, seek healthy outlets for your emotions, whether through journaling, creative pursuits, or confiding in someone you trust. These practices allow you to release pent-up energy and gain clarity, making it easier to approach situations with a level head. Mastering emotional control also involves setting boundaries. When you allow others to overstep your limits, it's easy to feel resentful or powerless. By clearly communicating your needs and enforcing your boundaries, you create a sense of safety that reduces emotional strain. Boundaries aren't just about keeping others out. They're about protecting your peace and ensuring that your energy is spent where it truly matters. The way you speak to yourself plays a significant role in emotional regulation. Negative self-talk can amplify feelings of doubt, fear, or anger, making it harder to stay composed. Replacing harsh inner dialogue with compassionate and empowering statements helps you navigate challenges with resilience. For example, instead of saying, "I'm terrible at this," shift to, "I'm still learning, and that's okay." This simple change fosters self-acceptance and reduces emotional intensity. Self-reflection is a cornerstone of emotional mastery. Taking time to examine your reactions both positive and negative, helps you understand their underlying causes. Perhaps a criticism stings because it touches on an insecurity, or an argument escalates because of unspoken frustrations. By identifying these patterns, you can address their roots and prevent them from controlling your future responses. Self-awareness is not about judgment, it's about growth. Cultivating patience is another vital aspect of staying grounded. In a fast-paced world, the pressure to react quickly can lead to emotional missteps. Practicing patience allows you to take a step back, consider your options, and respond thoughtfully. This deliberate approach not only strengthens your emotional control, but also earns the respect of those around you. They see you as someone who doesn't rush to conclusions, but considers all perspectives before acting. Emotional control is closely linked to physical well-being. When your body is stressed or fatigued, your ability to regulate emotions diminishes. Prioritizing sleep, nutrition, and exercise supports your emotional resilience by keeping your mind and body balanced. Small habits, such as drinking enough water or taking short walks during the day, contribute to a sense of stability that enhances your ability to handle challenges calmly. Fostering gratitude can also transform how you experience emotions. When you focus on what you're thankful for, you shift your attention away from what's lacking or troubling you. Gratitude doesn't erase difficulties, but it creates a sense of perspective that softens their impact. It reminds you of the good in your life, helping you approach challenges with a more balanced outlook. Forgiveness is a powerful, yet often overlooked practice in emotional control. Holding on to grudges keeps you tethered to negative emotions, draining your energy and clouding your judgment. Forgiving others and yourself doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior. It means freeing yourself from the emotional weight of resentment. This release creates space for peace and clarity, allowing you to move forward without the burden of past hurts. As you cultivate emotional control, you may notice a shift in how others respond to you. Your calm demeanor and thoughtful approach inspire trust and respect. People are drawn to those who remain composed under pressure because it signals strength and reliability. This composed persona doesn't demand attention. It naturally commands it. Staying grounded doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or pretending they don't exist. It means acknowledging them, understanding their origins, and choosing how to respond. It's about recognizing that while you cannot control how you feel, you can control what you do with those feelings. This practice transforms emotions from obstacles into tools for growth and self-awareness. When you master emotional control, you create a sense of inner stability that no external circumstance can shake. You move through life with a quiet confidence, unbothered by the chaos around you. This strength not only enriches your own experience, but also sets an example for others, showing that true power lies not in reacting to the world, but in shaping your response to it. Emotional control lays the groundwork for a steady, composed presence, but without clear boundaries, even the most emotionally grounded individuals risk being overextended. Boundaries are not walls, they are lines of respect, both for yourself and others. They define where your priorities lie and safeguard the energy needed to maintain your autonomy. Without them, even your best efforts at self-validation and emotional mastery can be overshadowed by external demands and unnecessary exposure. The act of saying no is a powerful declaration of self-respect. It is not about rejecting others, it's about affirming what truly matters to you. Many people struggle with this because they equate boundaries with selfishness, but boundaries are an essential part of healthy relationships and personal well-being. By setting them, you communicate your values and invite others to respect them. Establishing boundaries begins with self-awareness. Before you can set limits with others, you must understand your own needs, goals, and non-negotiables. Take time to reflect on what drains your energy. Consider situations where you felt overburdened or taken for granted. These moments often point to areas where boundaries need to be strengthened. Self-awareness turns vague discomfort into actionable clarity, giving you the confidence to assert your limits. Confidence in creating boundaries comes from recognizing their purpose. Boundaries are not about shutting people out. They're about creating space for meaningful interactions. When you overextend yourself, the quality of your relationships often suffers. By saying no to unnecessary commitments, you free up time and energy to invest in what truly matters. This shift benefits not only you, but also those you choose to engage with, as they receive your full presence and attention. The way you communicate boundaries matters just as much as the boundaries themselves. Clarity is key. A vague or hesitant no leaves room for misinterpretation, while a direct and respectful response establishes your intentions firmly. Phrases like, "I can't take this on right now," or "that doesn't align with my priorities," are clear without being confrontational. You don't owe anyone lengthy explanations. A concise statement is often enough to convey your stance. Saying no is also about timing. When you respond immediately to every request, you may agree to things you later regret. Allow yourself time to consider whether a commitment aligns with your goals before answering. This practice not only protects your energy, but also demonstrates thoughtfulness and deliberation, qualities that others will come to respect in you. Boundaries are particularly important in close relationships, where emotional ties can make it difficult to assert yourself. Saying no to a loved one can feel uncomfortable, but healthy relationships thrive on mutual respect. Setting limits doesn't mean you care less. It means you value the relationship enough to ensure it remains balanced. When both parties respect each other's boundaries, trust and understanding grow. At work, boundaries are critical for maintaining productivity and avoiding burnout. It's tempting to say yes to every project or task to prove your commitment, but this often leads to diminished performance and resentment. By setting clear limits on your availability and workload, you not only protect your well-being, but also establish yourself as someone who values quality over quantity. This approach earns respect from colleagues and supervisors alike. Boundaries also play a vital role in preserving your mental health. Constant exposure to negativity or draining interactions can take a toll on your emotional well-being. By setting limits on who and what you allow into your life, you create a protective space for growth and positivity. This might mean reducing time spent with toxic individuals, limiting exposure to stressful news, or carving out quiet moments for yourself. The fear of disappointing others often prevents people from setting boundaries, but this fear is often unfounded. Most people appreciate honesty and clarity more than a reluctant yes. When you communicate your limits with kindness and respect, you model healthy behavior and encourage others to do the same. Over time, this builds stronger, more authentic connections. Creating boundaries requires consistency. It's not enough to set them once. You must enforce them regularly. When others see that your boundaries are flexible or negotiable, they may push against them, intentionally or not. By standing firm, you reinforce their importance and teach others how to engage with you respectfully. Consistency builds confidence, both in yourself and in how others perceive you. Boundaries are not static. They evolve as your needs and circumstances change. Regularly reassessing your limits ensures they remain relevant and effective. This ongoing process of self-reflection and adjustment strengthens your ability to navigate life with intention and clarity. It's a practice that fosters resilience and adaptability, allowing you to thrive in an ever-changing world. The benefits of clear boundaries extend beyond personal well-being. They also enhance your reputation. When you're known as someone who values their time and energy, others are more likely to respect your decisions and approach you with thoughtfulness. This respect creates a ripple effect, influencing how you are treated in all areas of life. Boundaries also cultivate a sense of freedom. When you are no longer weighed down by obligations that don't serve you, you gain the mental and emotional space to pursue what truly fulfills you. This freedom allows you to live more authentically, aligned with your values and goals. It's a liberation that empowers you to take ownership of your life. Saying no is not about rejecting opportunities. It's about choosing the right ones. It's about recognizing that every yes is also a no to something else. By being selective, you ensure that your time and energy are spent on what aligns with your purpose. This intentional approach creates a sense of fulfillment that far outweighs the fleeting approval of saying yes to everything. Learning to create boundaries takes practice, but each small step builds your confidence and strengthens your resolve. Start with one area of your life where you feel overextended and experiment with setting limits. As you experience the benefits, you'll find it easier to extend this practice to other areas. Over time, it becomes second nature, a seamless part of how you navigate the world. The art of saying no is a skill that transforms not only your relationships, but also your sense of self. It's a practice that reinforces your autonomy, protects your peace, and enhances your presence. With every boundary you set, you take a step closer to living a life that reflects your values and priorities. Setting boundaries with confidence creates a life that feels more balanced, deliberate, and aligned with your values. But there's another layer to mastering presence and control: the art of mystery. While boundaries define what you allow into your life, mystery is about what you choose to reveal. It's not secrecy, it's selectiveness. Holding back certain parts of yourself doesn't make you distant, it makes you compelling. This quiet allure, born from restraint, creates curiosity and respect in a world where oversharing is the norm. Mystery has a unique power. When you refrain from telling everything about yourself, you invite others to lean in, to wonder, to ask questions. This isn't manipulation, it's human nature. People are drawn to what they don't fully understand. The less you reveal, the more they fill in the gaps, often in ways that work in your favor. By keeping parts of yourself unrevealed, you create space for intrigue and depth. The essence of mystery begins with self-control. In a world driven by immediate gratification and constant sharing, choosing to hold back can feel countercultural. It takes discipline to resist the urge to explain every decision, justify every action, or share every milestone. But in that restraint lies your strength. People often overshare to seek validation or connection, but the connections formed through mystery are often deeper because they are built on curiosity and respect, rather than temporary flashes of attention. This practice doesn't mean withholding everything about yourself. It's about being intentional with what you share and when you share it. Timing matters. When you reveal too much too soon, you risk overwhelming others or diminishing the impact of your story. When you choose to share selectively, your words carry weight and your story becomes more meaningful. Mystery also protects your energy. When you share everything openly, you open yourself to judgment, criticism, or unwanted advice. By keeping some parts of yourself private, you create a sanctuary where your thoughts, goals, and dreams can grow without interference. This privacy isn't about exclusion. It's about nurturing the parts of yourself that need time to develop before being shared. In relationships, mystery fosters intrigue and longevity. When everything is laid bare at once, the dynamic can become predictable. Keeping some things unrevealed creates a sense of discovery that keeps connections vibrant. This doesn't mean playing games or withholding affection. It means letting your depth unfold naturally over time, creating layers for others to explore. Professionally, mystery can enhance your reputation. Those who constantly talk about their achievements may be heard in the moment, but their impact often fades quickly. On the other hand, those who work quietly and let their results speak for themselves build a lasting impression. Their humility, paired with their competence, creates an aura of reliability and respect. By letting your actions speak louder than your words, you cultivate a reputation that is both solid and compelling. Mystery also sharpens your ability to listen. When you aren't focused on sharing, you become more attuned to what others are saying. This attentiveness not only deepens your understanding of those around you, but also strengthens your relationships. People feel valued when they are truly heard, and your quiet focus sets you apart in a world where so many are eager to talk. The way you handle challenges can also benefit from a sense of mystery. Sharing every struggle in real time may provide temporary relief, but it can also make you appear less stable or focused. By processing difficulties privately and sharing your lessons once you've overcome them, you demonstrate resilience and thoughtfulness. This approach shows that you are capable of handling life's ups and downs with grace. Mystery requires confidence. It's tempting to share everything in an effort to prove yourself or gain approval, but confidence allows you to trust that your presence is enough. You don't need to explain or justify your every move. This quiet assurance is magnetic. People are drawn to those who are comfortable in their own skin, who don't feel the need to overexpose themselves to be seen. In social settings, mystery adds depth to your persona. It's not about being distant or aloof. It's about being discerning. Sharing selectively encourages others to engage with you more intentionally. They become curious about your thoughts, experiences, and perspectives. This curiosity often leads to richer, more meaningful conversations, as people feel compelled to dig deeper rather than settling for surface-level interactions. Mystery also protects your relationships from unnecessary drama. Oversharing can invite unwanted opinions or escalate conflicts. By holding back certain details, you create a buffer that allows you to navigate relationships with greater clarity and calm. This doesn't mean avoiding difficult conversations. It means approaching them with intention and focus, rather than exposing everything at once. Your online presence is another area where mystery can be a powerful tool. In a digital world that encourages constant sharing, choosing to limit what you post creates a sense of intrigue. It shifts the focus from what others think of you to how you choose to present yourself. This intentional approach not only protects your privacy, but also ensures that what you share aligns with your values and goals. Mystery is also deeply connected to self-respect. When you value your own experiences and inner world, you are less inclined to put them on display for validation. This self-respect creates a sense of security that others can sense. It's a quiet confidence that says, "I know who I am, and I don't need to prove it to anyone." Developing mystery is not about deception or creating an illusion. It's about authenticity. It's about recognizing that you are a multifaceted individual and allowing others to see those facets gradually. This unfolding creates a richer, more genuine connection because it is based on mutual discovery rather than forced exposure. Mystery also allows you to maintain control over your narrative. When you reveal too much, you lose control over how your story is perceived. By sharing selectively, you ensure that your words and actions align with your intentions. This control not only strengthens your presence, but also builds trust with those around you. Practicing mystery often leads to a greater appreciation of the present moment. When you're not preoccupied with sharing or explaining, you can fully engage with the experiences and people around you. This presence is a gift to yourself and to others, and it deepens your ability to connect meaningfully. The value of mystery is not limited to interactions with others. It also enriches your relationship with yourself. By holding back, you create space for self-reflection and growth. You give yourself the freedom to explore your thoughts and feelings without external pressure. This inner work strengthens your sense of self and allows you to move through the world with greater clarity and purpose. The art of mystery lies in balance. It's not about withholding everything. It's about sharing with intention. It's about knowing when to speak and when to remain silent, when to engage, and when to hold back. This balance creates a dynamic presence that is both approachable and intriguing, both grounded and inspiring. As you cultivate this sense of mystery, you'll find that it amplifies the work you've done to build boundaries, emotional control, and self-validation. Each of these practices feeds into the others, creating a life that is both intentional and magnetic. The art of mystery, when cultivated with care, not only draws others toward you, but also creates space for something even more profound: the opportunity to invest in yourself. When you shift your focus inward, away from external validation or recognition, you begin to uncover the true depth of your potential. This investment in your own growth and strength is the cornerstone of a life rooted in independence and fulfillment. It's not about building a version of yourself for others to admire. It's about becoming the person you deeply respect. The world often encourages you to chase external milestones, promotions, applause, accolades, but these are fleeting. They lose their luster the moment you achieve them, leaving you searching for the next source of approval. Internal value, on the other hand, stays with you. It grows with each skill you master, each challenge you face, and each moment you spend nurturing your well-being. This value is yours to carry, unaffected by others' opinions or circumstances. Investing in yourself begins with self-awareness. Knowing your strengths, weaknesses, and aspirations creates a clear roadmap for growth. It's about understanding not just what you want to achieve, but also why it matters. This clarity allows you to focus your energy on pursuits that align with your core values, rather than chasing goals that may impress others, but leave you unfulfilled. Skills development is a powerful way to build internal value. When you learn something new, you expand your capabilities and confidence. This process isn't limited to professional skills. It includes hobbies, creative pursuits, and personal growth. Each skill you acquire becomes a building block for a stronger, more versatile version of yourself. Whether it's learning a new language, mastering a musical instrument, or improving your problem-solving abilities, every step forward adds to your sense of self-reliance. Inner strength is another essential component of self-investment. This strength isn't about physical power. It's about resilience, emotional balance, and the ability to navigate life's uncertainties. Building inner strength requires you to face challenges head-on, viewing them not as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow. Each difficulty you overcome reinforces your confidence and teaches you valuable lessons about your own capabilities. Self-growth is deeply tied to the ability to embrace discomfort. Comfort zones may feel safe, but they also limit your potential. By stepping into unfamiliar territory, whether it's trying something new, confronting a fear, or tackling a difficult conversation, you stretch your boundaries and discover what you're truly capable of. These moments of discomfort are where the most significant growth happens, and they often lead to a sense of accomplishment that no external recognition can match. Time is one of the most valuable resources you have for self-investment. How you spend it shapes the person you become. Prioritizing activities that nourish your mind, body, and spirit ensures that your time contributes to your growth rather than draining it. This might mean reading books that challenge your perspective, practicing mindfulness to cultivate inner peace, or engaging in physical exercise to build stamina and health. Personal development also includes the relationships you nurture. Surrounding yourself with people who inspire and challenge you creates an environment that supports your growth. These connections aren't about seeking approval. They're about learning from others' experiences, exchanging ideas, and building a network of mutual respect and encouragement. The company you keep has a profound impact on your mindset and motivation. Investing in yourself often involves letting go of habits or patterns that no longer serve you. This might include releasing negative self-talk, distancing yourself from toxic influences, or re-evaluating how you spend your energy. Letting go creates space for new, healthier habits that align with your goals. It's not about perfection. It's about progress and making choices that contribute to your well-being. Self-investment also requires patience. Growth is not an overnight process. It's a series of small, consistent actions that build upon each other over time. This patience teaches you to value the journey as much as the destination. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a testament to your commitment to yourself. One of the most empowering aspects of investing in yourself is the independence it fosters. When you build internal value, you become less reliant on external factors for your happiness or sense of worth. You learn to trust yourself, to rely on your own abilities and judgment, and to find fulfillment in your progress. This independence doesn't isolate you from others. It strengthens your ability to engage with them authentically. Creativity is another avenue for self-growth. Engaging in creative pursuits allows you to explore new ways of thinking, solve problems innovatively, and express yourself in ways that words cannot. Creativity isn't limited to the arts. It can be found in how you approach challenges, design your life, or envision solutions. Investing in your creativity fosters adaptability and resilience, qualities that are invaluable in every aspect of life. Investing in your health is a fundamental part of building internal value. Your physical well-being directly impacts your energy, focus, and ability to achieve your goals. This doesn't mean following extreme regimens or striving for perfection. It means making choices that support your long-term vitality. Eating nourishing foods, staying active, and prioritizing rest are simple yet powerful ways to honor your body and enhance your capacity for growth. Self-investment also involves cultivating a growth mindset. This mindset, rooted in the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed, encourages you to see failures as opportunities to learn rather than as evidence of inadequacy. It fosters curiosity, perseverance, and a willingness to take risks. With a growth mindset, every experience, whether a success or a setback, becomes a chance to evolve. Gratitude is a transformative practice that enhances self-growth. When you focus on what you appreciate about yourself and your journey, you shift your attention away from what's lacking. Gratitude nurtures contentment and optimism, creating a foundation for further growth. It reminds you that progress isn't just about achieving more. It's about recognizing and celebrating how far you've come. Self-reflection is a cornerstone of self-investment. Taking time to assess your progress, understand your motivations, and evaluate your choices helps you stay aligned with your goals. Reflection allows you to course correct when needed and ensures that your efforts are purposeful. It's a practice that fosters self-awareness and accountability, empowering you to take ownership of your growth. The act of investing in yourself often inspires others. When people see you prioritizing your well-being, pursuing your passions, and striving for excellence, it encourages them to do the same. This ripple effect not only enhances your relationships, but also contributes to a culture of growth and positivity in your community. Ultimately, investing in yourself is an act of self-respect. It's a commitment to becoming the best version of yourself, not for anyone else, but because you deserve it. This investment builds a foundation of confidence, resilience, and fulfillment that no external validation can replicate. It's a journey of discovery, growth, and empowerment that enriches every aspect of your life. Building internal value transforms how you approach life, but its impact is magnified when applied to relationships. Investing in yourself creates a sense of independence and self-worth that shapes how others perceive and interact with you. The next step is learning to let go of the need to control dynamics in your connections. Relationships flourish when there is space for mutual respect and genuine interest, and this balance is often achieved through the practice of patience. Patience in relationships is not about passivity, it's about confidence. It's about trusting that you don't need to chase or force interactions for them to have meaning. When you let others come to you, you create a dynamic that is both empowering and harmonious. This approach encourages authenticity, allowing connections to develop naturally rather than through effort or pressure. Allowing others to approach you starts with self-assurance. People who are secure in themselves radiate a quiet strength that draws others in. They don't feel the need to constantly reach out or seek reassurance because they know their value. This self-confidence doesn't come from arrogance. It comes from the understanding that healthy relationships are built on mutual effort and respect. When you hold this mindset, you send a subtle but powerful signal. You are worth pursuing, not because you demand it, but because you embody it. Practicing patience in relationships requires letting go of the fear of being overlooked. In a world where instant responses and constant interaction are the norm, waiting can feel uncomfortable. But it's in this waiting that connections become intentional. When someone takes the time to reach out, it means they value the interaction. This mutual effort strengthens the foundation of the relationship, making it more meaningful. Trusting that others will come to you also cultivates respect. When you don't push or force your way into someone's life, you demonstrate that you value their autonomy. This respect often inspires reciprocity, as people feel more inclined to engage with someone who honors their space. This dynamic creates a balance where both parties feel seen and valued, rather than one person constantly chasing the other. The practice of patience also helps you identify relationships that are worth your time and energy. When you stop overextending yourself to maintain connections, you gain clarity about who truly values your presence. Those who reach out, make an effort, or respond with kindness are the ones who respect and appreciate you. By allowing others to come to you, you naturally filter out superficial or one-sided relationships, leaving space for deeper, more fulfilling connections. Patience in relationships is deeply tied to emotional control. Waiting for others to approach you requires resisting the urge to react impulsively or seek validation through immediate interaction. This restraint not only preserves your energy, but also strengthens your sense of self-reliance. Over time, you develop a calm confidence that enhances your interactions, making you someone others are drawn to, rather than someone who seeks constant affirmation. Creating a balanced dynamic in relationships also involves clear communication. While patience allows others to approach you, it doesn't mean avoiding expressing your needs or feelings. Healthy relationships thrive on honesty and openness, and part of practicing patience is knowing when to step back and when to engage. This balance ensures that your connections remain authentic and mutually supportive. When you let others come to you, you also create space for spontaneity and genuine interaction. Forced or overly controlled dynamics often feel draining, as they rely on effort rather than mutual interest. Allowing relationships to unfold naturally brings a sense of ease and authenticity that strengthens your bond. It allows you to enjoy the connection for what it is, rather than what you think it should be. Patience in relationships doesn't mean waiting passively. It means staying grounded and present. It's about engaging in meaningful ways while allowing others the freedom to respond on their terms. This approach fosters mutual respect and trust, as both parties feel valued for who they are rather than for what they can offer. One of the most profound benefits of letting others come to you is the sense of freedom it brings. When you no longer feel the need to chase or control relationships, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and emotional exhaustion. This freedom allows you to focus on what truly matters, nurturing connections that bring joy, growth, and mutual support. This practice also cultivates gratitude. When others make the effort to reach out, you appreciate their presence more deeply. These moments become reminders that genuine connections don't need to be forced. They thrive when both parties are invested. Gratitude, in turn, enhances the quality of your relationships, creating a positive cycle of mutual appreciation and respect. Patience requires trusting the process. Not every relationship will unfold at the pace you desire, and not every connection will meet your expectations. But by stepping back and allowing things to develop naturally, you give us us to experience relationships that are rooted in authenticity rather than urgency. This trust fosters resilience as you learn to embrace uncertainty with grace and openness. The practice of letting others come to you also deepens your understanding of yourself. As you wait, you have the opportunity to reflect on what you value in relationships and why. This self-awareness enhances your ability to engage with others in ways that are meaningful and aligned with your values. It also helps you recognize patterns or tendencies that may be holding you back, empowering you to grow and evolve. When you embrace this practice, you may notice a shift in how others perceive you. People are naturally drawn to those who are calm, confident, and self-assured. By embodying these qualities, you create an environment where others feel comfortable approaching you. This dynamic not only strengthens existing relationships, but also attracts new connections that align with your energy and values. Patience also teaches you the importance of boundaries. Allowing others to come to you doesn't mean being entirely passive or disconnected. It means knowing when to engage and when to step back, ensuring that your energy is spent on connections that are reciprocal and respectful. This balance creates a sense of harmony that benefits both you and those you interact with. As you practice letting others come to you, you'll find that your relationships feel lighter and more fulfilling. The effort you used to spend chasing or controlling dynamics can now be directed toward nurturing yourself and those who genuinely value your presence. This shift not only enhances your connections, but also reinforces your sense of independence and self-worth. Patience in relationships creates harmony and allows connections to grow naturally, but this practice is rooted in a deeper Stoic principle, detaching from outcomes. While waiting for others to approach you fosters balance in personal dynamics. Learning to let go of specific results opens the door to a life of true freedom. The need to control outcomes often creates unnecessary tension, clouding your decisions and overshadowing your peace. Letting go isn't about giving up. It's about trusting the process and embracing the unpredictability of life with grace. The pursuit of specific outcomes often stems from a desire for certainty and control. People naturally want to predict and shape their future, believing that achieving a particular result will bring happiness or fulfillment. But life rarely follows a predictable path, and clinging to rigid expectations can lead to frustration, disappointment, or missed opportunities. Detaching from outcomes allows you to focus on what you can control, your actions, your mindset, and your values, rather than being consumed by what you cannot. When you let go of the need to control results, you begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than failures. Every experience, regardless of its outcome, carries lessons that contribute to your resilience and self-awareness. This mindset shift transforms setbacks into stepping stones, empowering you to navigate life with confidence and adaptability. Detaching from outcomes also reduces the fear of failure. When you tie your worth to specific results, the possibility of not achieving them can feel overwhelming. But when you focus on the effort and intention behind your actions, the fear diminishes. You come to understand that your value is not defined by external achievements, but by your character and persistence. This practice requires a shift in perspective. Instead of measuring success by whether you achieve a specific goal, consider the effort, growth, and learning involved in the process. This approach allows you to find meaning in every step of the journey, even if the destination turns out differently than expected. By prioritizing the process over the result, you cultivate a sense of fulfillment that is not dependent on external validation. Letting go of outcomes also fosters self-reliance. When you stop seeking approval or recognition for your efforts, you build an inner strength that no external circumstances can shake. This independence doesn't mean ignoring feedback or rejecting help. It means trusting yourself to navigate life's uncertainties with integrity and focus. The ability to embrace unpredictability is a hallmark of resilience. Life is full of surprises, some pleasant, others challenging, and detaching from specific outcomes allows you to adapt with ease. Instead of resisting change or clinging to expectations, you learn to flow with the natural rhythm of life. This adaptability not only reduces stress, but also opens you to possibilities you might not have considered if you were fixated on a single result. This mindset also enhances your decision-making. When you're not consumed by fear of a particular outcome, you can approach choices with clarity and perspective. Detachment allows you to weigh options objectively, free from the emotional weight of trying to control the future. This clarity often leads to better decisions and greater confidence in your ability to navigate whatever comes next. Practicing detachment doesn't mean abandoning your goals or ambitions. It means approaching them with a sense of balance and flexibility. You still work hard, stay committed, and pursue your passions, but you release the need for a guaranteed result. This release creates space for creativity, exploration, and unexpected success. Detachment also deepens your sense of gratitude. When you're not preoccupied with achieving a specific result, you become more present and appreciative of what you already have. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's meaningful, creating a sense of abundance that enriches your life. It reminds you that fulfillment is not about reaching a destination, but about experiencing the journey. Letting go of outcomes is particularly powerful in relationships. When you release expectations about how others should behave, respond, or feel, you allow connections to unfold naturally. This approach fosters authenticity and respect, as both parties are free to be themselves without the pressure of meeting preconceived standards. It also reduces conflict, as you're less likely to feel disappointed or frustrated by unmet expectations. In professional settings, detachment from outcomes can enhance both your performance and reputation. When you focus on doing your best rather than proving yourself, you approach tasks with greater creativity and confidence. This mindset not only reduces stress, but also inspires trust and respect from colleagues who see you as someone driven by purpose rather than ego. Detachment also protects your mental and emotional well-being. When you're not tied to a specific result, you're less likely to experience the highs and lows that come with external validation. Instead, you cultivate a steady sense of peace and fulfillment that comes from within. This inner stability allows you to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. The practice of letting go often involves mindfulness. By staying present, you learn to appreciate each moment without being consumed by thoughts of the future. Mindfulness helps you release the need to control outcomes, as it shifts your focus from what might happen to what is happening. This presence not only reduces anxiety, but also enhances your ability to respond thoughtfully to whatever life presents. Detaching from outcomes also requires self-compassion. It's natural to feel disappointed when things don't go as planned, but beating yourself up only prolongs the pain. By treating yourself with kindness and understanding, you create a space for healing and growth. This self-compassion strengthens your resilience, allowing you to bounce back from setbacks with greater ease. The Stoics often spoke of accepting what is beyond our control. This philosophy is at the heart of detaching from outcomes. When you recognize that certain aspects of life are outside your influence, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and frustration. This acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means focusing your energy on what you can change and letting go of the rest. As you practice detachment, you may find that life becomes more vibrant and meaningful. When you're not fixated on achieving a particular result, you're open to the beauty and possibility of the present moment. This openness allows you to experience life more fully, as you're no longer distracted by worries about the future or regrets about the past. Ultimately, detaching from outcomes is about cultivating a sense of trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, and trust in life's ability to unfold as it should. This trust doesn't eliminate challenges or uncertainties, but it empowers you to face them with courage and grace. It allows you to move through life with a sense of freedom and fulfillment that no external achievement can provide. As you embrace the unpredictability of life, you strengthen your ability to remain grounded, adaptable, and at peace. Letting go of outcomes allows life to flow freely, creating space for unexpected opportunities and deeper personal growth. This openness to unpredictability naturally leads to a practice that anchors and strengthens the self. Intentional stillness. In a world full of noise, constant movement, and endless demands for attention, carving out moments of solitude is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. It's in the stillness that clarity emerges, peace deepens, and a quiet confidence takes root. Intentional stillness isn't about doing nothing. It's about creating a deliberate pause to connect with yourself. It's about stepping away from the distractions of daily life to listen to the thoughts, feelings, and insights that often go unnoticed. This practice builds a foundation of inner calm, allowing you to approach life with greater focus and resilience. Solitude is a powerful teacher. When you're alone with your thoughts, free from external influences, you gain a clearer understanding of who you are and what matters to you. This self-awareness strengthens your ability to make choices that align with your values, rather than being swayed by the noise of the world. Stillness creates a space where you can reflect on your experiences, learn from them, and move forward with purpose. Finding strength in solitude begins with embracing the discomfort that often accompanies stillness. Many people fill their lives with constant activity to avoid facing their inner world. But avoiding yourself only creates distance from your own truth. Sitting in stillness may feel challenging at first, as it forces you to confront thoughts and emotions you've been avoiding. However, it's in these moments of discomfort that the most profound growth occurs. Stillness also fosters a sense of gratitude. When you take time to pause and reflect, you become more aware of the beauty and abundance in your life. This awareness shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present, creating a sense of contentment that extends beyond the moment. Gratitude nurtures a deeper appreciation for the small, often overlooked details that make life meaningful. The practice of stillness enhances your ability to focus. In a fast-paced world, the mind is often scattered, pulled in multiple directions by competing demands. Intentional stillness quiets this mental noise, allowing you to concentrate more fully on what truly matters. This focus improves not only your productivity, but also the quality of your experiences as you become more present and engaged in each moment. Stillness is also a source of creativity. When the mind is free from distractions, It has the space to wander, explore, and connect ideas in new ways. Many of history's greatest thinkers and creators attributed their insight to moments of solitude and quiet reflection. By cultivating stillness, you open yourself to inspiration and innovation, tapping into a wellspring of creativity that often lies dormant in the busyness of daily life. Embracing solitude doesn't mean isolating yourself from others. It means creating balance. It's about recognizing that time alone is just as valuable as time spent in connection. This balance allows you to engage with the world from a place of fullness rather than depletion. Solitude becomes a practice of self-care, replenishing your energy and renewing your sense of purpose. The habit of stillness also strengthens emotional resilience. When you take time to sit with your feelings rather than reacting to them, you develop a greater capacity to navigate life's challenges with grace. Stillness allows you to observe your emotions without being consumed by them, creating a sense of inner stability that carries you through difficult times. Physical practices can enhance your experience of stillness. Breathing exercises, meditation, or simply sitting quietly in nature help ground you in the present moment. These practices anchor the mind and body, creating a sense of harmony that deepens your connection to yourself. Over time, they become tools you can draw on to maintain your sense of calm in any situation. Stillness is also a practice of letting go. When you pause, you release the need to constantly do, achieve, or prove yourself. This release creates space for being, an experience of simply existing without judgment or expectation. In this state, you reconnect with your inherent worth, reminding yourself that you are enough as you are. Solitude offers an opportunity to re-evaluate your priorities. When you step away from the busyness of life, you gain perspective on what truly matters. This clarity helps you make decisions that align with your values, rather than being driven by external pressures or fleeting desires. It's a process of realignment, bringing your actions and goals into harmony with your deeper self. Stillness also deepens your connection to others. When you take time to care for yourself, you have more to give to those around you. Solitude allows you to process your thoughts and emotions, so you can approach relationships with clarity, presence, and compassion. It's not about withdrawing from connection. It's about nurturing the foundation that makes meaningful connection possible. The strength you find in solitude extends to every aspect of your life. It equips you to face uncertainty with confidence, navigate challenges with resilience, and approach opportunities with clarity. This strength isn't loud or showy. It's quiet, steady, and unshakable. It's the kind of strength that inspires trust and respect, both from yourself and others. Making stillness a habit requires consistency. It's not something you do once and forget. It's a practice you return to regularly, even when life feels overwhelming. Setting aside a few moments each day for quiet reflection creates a rhythm that supports your well-being. Over time, these moments of stillness become an integral part of your life, anchoring you in a sense of peace and purpose. Stillness also teaches you patience. In a culture that values speed and productivity, pausing can feel counterintuitive. But patience is a powerful force, allowing you to move through life with intention rather than haste. When you embrace stillness, you learn to trust that everything unfolds in its own time, freeing yourself from the pressure to force or rush the process. The habit of intentional stillness is a profound act of self-respect. It's a commitment to honoring your inner world, nurturing your well-being, and creating a life that reflects your deepest values. In a noisy world, stillness becomes a refuge, a place where you can reconnect with yourself and find the strength to move forward with clarity and confidence. As you deepen your practice of stillness, you'll discover its transformative power. It enhances your sense of self, enriches your relationships, and equips you to navigate life with grace and resilience. Stillness anchors your mind and soul, providing clarity and calm in a world that often demands constant motion. From this foundation of peace, the next step becomes clear: guarding your energy. In a life filled with endless distractions, opportunities, and obligations, energy is one of your most precious resources. Focusing on what truly matters is not just a practical strategy, it is a profound act of self-respect. It's about ensuring that your time and efforts align with your values, allowing you to live with intention and purpose. Energy is finite. The way you spend it determines the quality of your life. Yet, many people scatter their energy across countless trivial pursuits, leaving little left for what truly fulfills them. This misalignment creates a sense of exhaustion, dissatisfaction, and even resentment. By prioritizing your energy, you shift from reacting to every demand to choosing how you engage with the world. This intentionality transforms your life into one of depth and meaning. The first step in prioritizing your energy is identifying what truly matters to you. This requires reflection and honesty. It's easy to get caught up in societal expectations or the opinions of others, but living according to someone else's priorities drains your spirit. When you take the time to clarify your own values and goals, you gain a compass for decision-making. This clarity helps you distinguish between pursuits that align with your purpose and those that do not. Conserving energy begins with learning to say no. Many people struggle with this because they fear disappointing others or missing out. But every yes is also a no to your time, your energy, or another opportunity. By saying no to what doesn't serve you, you create space for what does. This practice requires confidence and self-awareness, but it is one of the most powerful ways to protect your energy. Meaningful interactions are a cornerstone of energy management. Not every conversation or relationship deserves equal attention. Some connections uplift and inspire you, while others drain or distract you. It's not about cutting people out of your life, but about being intentional with your time and presence. When you focus on relationships that bring mutual growth and joy, you cultivate a sense of connection that energizes rather than exhausts you. Focusing your energy also involves setting boundaries. In a world that celebrates constant availability, boundaries are an act of self-preservation. They protect your time, your focus, and your well-being. Clear boundaries help you avoid overcommitting, allowing you to dedicate yourself fully to the pursuits that truly matter. Whether it's setting limits on work hours, social obligations, or digital engagement, boundaries create the space you need to thrive. Energy management extends to how you handle distractions. The digital age is filled with constant notifications, emails, and updates that pull your attention in 100 directions. While these may seem minor, each one chips away at your focus and energy. Creating habits that minimize distractions, such as designated work times, digital detoxes, or simply turning off notifications, allows you to concentrate more fully on meaningful tasks. Another key to conserving energy is aligning your actions with your natural rhythms. Everyone has times of day when they feel most energized or focused. By scheduling your most important tasks during these periods, you maximize your efficiency and reduce the risk of burnout. This alignment helps you work smarter, not harder, and ensures that your energy is directed where it has the greatest impact. Engaging in restorative practices is equally important. Energy isn't just about productivity, it's also about renewal. Activities that nourish your mind, body, and spirit, such as exercise, meditation, or creative hobbies, replenish your energy reserves, allowing you to show up fully for what matters. These moments of renewal are not indulgences. They are essential for sustained well-being and effectiveness. Focusing on what truly matters also involves letting go of perfectionism. The pursuit of perfection often leads to wasted energy on unnecessary details or unrealistic standards. By accepting that not everything needs to be perfect, you free yourself to focus on what is truly important. This shift reduces stress and creates space for creativity, growth, and satisfaction. Gratitude plays a significant role in energy management. When you focus on what you appreciate, you shift your perspective from lack to abundance. This mindset reduces the urge to chase after every opportunity or approval, allowing you to focus your energy on what genuinely fulfills you. Gratitude grounds you in the present moment, reminding you that what you have is enough and that your energy is best spent nurturing what matters most. Energy conservation is also about pacing yourself. Life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Overextending yourself may lead to short-term gains, but it often results in long-term exhaustion. By balancing effort with rest, you ensure that your energy remains sustainable. This balance allows you to approach your goals with consistency and resilience, rather than burning out before you achieve them. The practice of prioritizing your energy also requires mindfulness. Staying present helps you recognize when your energy is being drained by distractions, negativity, or overcommitment. This awareness allows you to course correct in real time, redirecting your focus to what aligns with your values and goals. Mindfulness also enhances your ability to engage deeply with the tasks and relationships that matter, creating a sense of fulfillment and connection. Focusing on what truly matters doesn't mean avoiding challenges or hard work. It means being selective about where you direct your efforts. Challenges that align with your purpose energize you, even when they require significant effort. Conversely, tasks or relationships that lack meaning drain you, no matter how easy they may seem. By choosing challenges that resonate with your values, you cultivate a sense of purpose that sustains your energy. The way you speak to yourself also influences your energy. Negative self-talk can sap your motivation and focus, while positive and compassionate language fosters resilience and determination. By treating yourself with kindness and encouragement, you create an internal environment that supports your well-being and productivity. This shift not only conserves energy, but also enhances your overall sense of self-worth. Prioritizing your energy is not about isolating yourself from the world. It's about engaging with it more meaningfully. When you focus on what truly matters, you create deeper connections, more impactful work, and a greater sense of fulfillment. This intentionality transforms the way you experience life, allowing you to move through the world with clarity and purpose. As you embrace this practice, you'll find that your energy becomes a source of strength rather than a constant struggle. You'll discover that by focusing on what truly matters, you not only achieve more, but also experience life more fully. Prioritizing your energy empowers you to focus on what truly matters. But how you communicate is equally important in maintaining respect, trust, and meaningful relationships. Words carry weight. They shape how others perceive you and influence the quality of your connections. The ability to speak in a way that commands respect isn't about dominating a conversation or using elaborate language. It's about intention, clarity, and authenticity. The foundation of respectful speech begins with listening. People who are heard feel valued, and when you take the time to truly listen, your words carry greater impact. Listening shows humility and openness, qualities that build respect even before you speak. It creates a dynamic where your contributions are viewed as thoughtful and meaningful because they are grounded in an understanding of the other person's perspective. When you do speak, choosing your words with care is essential. Language is powerful. It can uplift or wound, inspire or alienate. Speaking with respect means being mindful of the tone, intent, and impact of your words. It's about communicating your thoughts without diminishing others. Clarity is key. Being concise and direct ensures that your message is understood without confusion or unnecessary embellishment. Silence is a strategic tool in communication. Pausing before responding not only gives you time to consider your words, but also signals that you are thoughtful and deliberate. People respect those who do not rush to speak, but instead offer insights that are well considered. Silence also allows space for others to express themselves, fostering a sense of balance and mutual respect in conversations. Authenticity is at the heart of commanding respect. Speaking in a way that aligns with your values and beliefs creates a sense of integrity that others can sense. Authentic communication doesn't require you to pretend or exaggerate. It's about being genuine and honest. When people see that your words match your actions, they trust you more deeply, and respect naturally follows. Tone matters as much as content. The way you say something can amplify or undermine your message. A calm, confident tone conveys authority and respect, while aggression or defensiveness can erode trust. By speaking with composure and empathy, you create an atmosphere of mutual understanding that fosters meaningful dialogue. Respectful speech also involves knowing when to refrain from speaking. Not every situation requires your input, and sometimes silence is the most powerful response. This restraint demonstrates emotional control and respect for the moment. It also prevents unnecessary conflicts or misunderstandings that arise from speaking impulsively. Empathy enhances the way you communicate. When you approach conversations with a genuine interest in understanding the other person's perspective, your words are more likely to resonate. Empathy creates a bridge between differing viewpoints, allowing for constructive dialogue rather than confrontation. It shows that you value not just your own thoughts, but also the experiences and feelings of others. Confidence is another crucial element of respectful speech. People are drawn to those who speak with conviction, but confidence doesn't mean arrogance. It's about believing in the value of your contributions without needing to overshadow others. A confident communicator listens as much as they speak, creating a balance that invites mutual respect. Humility complements confidence. Acknowledging when you don't have all the answers or when you've made a mistake doesn't diminish your credibility. It strengthens it. People respect those who are willing to learn and grow. And humility in speech demonstrates this openness. It shows that you prioritize truth and understanding over ego. Consistency builds respect over time. When your words are reliable and your actions align with them, people know they can trust you. Consistency in communication creates a sense of stability that strengthens relationships. It's not about being perfect, it's about being dependable and sincere in how you express yourself. Being respectful in speech doesn't mean avoiding difficult conversations. Addressing challenges or conflicts with honesty and tact is a sign of strength. It's about speaking the truth without unnecessary harshness, focusing on solutions rather than assigning blame. These conversations require courage and care, but they also build deeper trust and respect when handled thoughtfully. Brevity is often undervalued, but highly effective in communication. Respecting people's time by getting to the point ensures that your words are heard and remembered. Over-explaining or talking in circles can dilute your message, whereas concise language highlights your clarity and purpose. It shows that you value the time and attention of others. Non-verbal communication plays a significant role in how your words are received. Your posture, facial expressions, and gestures all contribute to the message you convey. Maintaining eye contact, for example, signals confidence and attentiveness, while an open posture invites engagement. Non-verbal cues reinforce the respect and intention behind your words, creating a more impactful presence. Another powerful aspect of respectful speech is the ability to adapt to your audience. Understanding the context of the conversation and the people involved allows you to tailor your language in a way that resonates. This doesn't mean being inauthentic. It means recognizing and honoring the unique dynamics of each interaction. Speaking with respect also requires letting go of the need to always be right. Conversations are not competitions, and insisting on proving your point can alienate others. By prioritizing understanding over winning, you create an environment where ideas can be shared freely and collaboration flourishes. Gratitude enriches the way you communicate. Expressing appreciation for someone's time, insight, or effort fosters goodwill and deepens connections. Gratitude doesn't need to be elaborate. A simple acknowledgement of someone's contribution can leave a lasting positive impression. It shows that you recognize and value their presence and input. Clarity and respect go hand in hand. When you express yourself with intention, you avoid misunderstandings and unnecessary complications. This precision in communication saves time and energy while strengthening the trust others place in your words. It demonstrates that you respect both your message and the people receiving it. Respectful speech requires continual self-reflection. Taking time to evaluate how your words are received and whether they align with your values helps you grow as a communicator. This practice isn't about being overly critical. It's about striving to improve your ability to connect and inspire through language. The art of speaking so that others respect you is rooted in balance. It's about combining confidence with humility, clarity with empathy, and authenticity with adaptability. These qualities create a presence that commands respect, not through force, but through genuine connection and intention. As you refine your ability to communicate with respect, you'll find that your words carry greater weight and your relationships become more meaningful. Mastering respectful communication strengthens your connections and fosters meaningful relationships. But even with the best intentions, not everyone you encounter will value or care about you. Recognizing this truth is not about fostering mistrust. It's about cultivating discernment. Understanding the behaviors of those who don't genuinely care allows you to protect your energy and invest in relationships that are mutual, respectful, and enriching. Some people operate in ways that drain or undermine others, often driven by self-interest, emotional immaturity, or a lack of empathy. These behaviors aren't always obvious, but when you pay close attention, patterns emerge. Acknowledging these signs helps you navigate interactions with wisdom and composure, without losing your sense of self or falling into frustration. One of the clearest indicators of someone who doesn't care about you is consistent disregard for your boundaries. They may ignore your needs, repeatedly overstep limits you've set, or pressure you to comply with their demands. This disregard can manifest in subtle ways, such as persistent interruptions or dismissing your preferences, or in more overt behaviors like outright manipulation. Respectful relationships honor mutual boundaries, and those who care about you will strive to understand and respect yours. People who consistently make interactions about themselves often reveal a lack of genuine interest in you. This behavior goes beyond occasional self-focus. It becomes a pattern where your thoughts, feelings, and experiences are overshadowed or ignored. Conversations may feel one-sided, with little effort to listen or engage with your perspective. Genuine care involves curiosity and balance, where both individuals feel heard and valued. When this balance is absent, it signals a lack of deeper connection. Another revealing behavior is emotional inconsistency. People who truly value you act with stability and reliability, whereas those who don't may alternate between attention and neglect. They might be warm and engaging in one moment, then distant or indifferent the next. This inconsistency creates confusion and makes it difficult to trust their intentions. Emotional steadiness reflects care, while unpredictability often indicates a lack of investment in the relationship. A lack of accountability is another sign of disinterest or disregard. People who don't care may avoid taking responsibility for their actions, shifting blame, or downplaying their impact on others. This behavior not only undermines trust, but also reflects a fundamental lack of respect for you and the relationship. Accountability is a cornerstone of genuine care, as it shows a willingness to address mistakes and grow from them. While identifying these behaviors is crucial, it's equally important to respond with composure and self-respect. Reacting with anger or defensiveness often escalates conflicts or reinforces negative dynamics. Instead, approach these situations with clarity and calm. Address the behavior directly, expressing your observations and feelings in a way that prioritizes your boundaries without attacking the other person. This approach models respect while asserting your worth. Cultivating emotional independence also helps you navigate relationships with those who may not genuinely care. When you derive your sense of worth from within, you become less reliant on external validation. This independence strengthens your ability to recognize and respond to unhealthy dynamics without internalizing them. It allows you to engage with others from a place of confidence rather than seeking approval or fearing rejection. Learning to let go is another vital skill. Not every relationship is meant to last, and holding on to connections that don't serve you can drain your energy and hinder your growth. Letting go doesn't mean shutting people out with bitterness. It means releasing them with grace, understanding that your path and theirs may no longer align. This release creates space for relationships that are mutual, fulfilling, and supportive. At the same time, practicing compassion is essential. Recognizing that someone doesn't genuinely care doesn't mean condemning them. Often their behaviors are rooted in their own struggles, insecurities, or blind spots. While this doesn't excuse harmful actions, It allows you to respond with empathy rather than resentment. Compassion creates a sense of closure, helping you move forward without carrying the weight of anger or disappointment. Developing discernment takes time and reflection. Paying attention to patterns in how others treat you provides valuable insights into their intentions. Reflecting on how you feel after interactions can also reveal whether a relationship uplifts or depletes you. Trust these observations and use them to guide your decisions about where to invest your time and energy. Boundaries remain a critical tool in these situations. Reinforcing them consistently communicates your self-respect and ensures that your needs are prioritized. Clear boundaries not only protect you, but also set a standard for how you expect to be treated. Over time, this consistency helps you build relationships that reflect your values and foster mutual respect. Recognizing and addressing these behaviors is not about avoiding challenges or expecting perfection in relationships. Everyone makes mistakes, and no one will meet every expectation. The key is distinguishing between occasional missteps and recurring patterns that signal a lack of genuine care. This discernment allows you to navigate relationships with wisdom and compassion, fostering connections that are grounded in mutual understanding and respect. As you become more attuned to these dynamics, you'll find that your relationships naturally shift toward those that nurture and support you. This alignment creates a sense of harmony and fulfillment, reinforcing the value of prioritizing your well-being. Understanding the dynamics of relationships and discerning who truly values your presence equips you with emotional clarity and focus. With this foundation in place, it's time to shift gears and look ahead. As a new year approaches, you have an opportunity to craft a purposeful beginning that aligns with your values and aspirations. Preparation isn't just about setting goals. It's about cultivating the mindset and habits that will carry you toward a meaningful life. This is where the timeless principles of Stoicism can guide you toward a year of intention, resilience, and fulfillment. Starting the year with purpose begins with reflection. Looking back on the past months allows you to identify what has served you and what has not. This isn't about dwelling on mistakes or regrets. It's about learning from them. The Stoics emphasized the importance of self-examination as a tool for growth. Taking time to understand your decisions, their outcomes, and the lessons they hold empowers you to move forward with clarity and purpose. Focus is essential when preparing for the year ahead. In a world filled with distractions and competing priorities, narrowing your attention to what truly matters ensures that your energy is directed where it will have the greatest impact. This clarity prevents the scatter of effort that often leads to burnout or frustration. Identifying your core values and aligning your goals with them creates a roadmap that keeps you grounded and motivated. One of the most powerful principles of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control, recognizing what you can and cannot influence. As you plan for the year ahead, this principle serves as a reminder to focus on your efforts rather than the outcomes. While you may not control every external factor, you have full authority over your attitude, choices, and actions. This mindset reduces anxiety and keeps you rooted in what truly matters. Setting clear, actionable goals helps translate your intentions into tangible steps. These goals should align with your long-term vision while remaining flexible enough to adapt to unforeseen circumstances. The Stoics believed in focusing on progress rather than perfection, understanding that growth is a journey rather than a destination. Breaking down larger objectives into smaller, manageable tasks ensures steady momentum and reduces overwhelm. Equally important is building resilience to face challenges. The Stoics embraced adversity as an opportunity for growth, recognizing that life's difficulties often carry valuable lessons. Preparing for the year ahead means cultivating a mindset that views setbacks not as failures, but as stepping stones. This resilience allows you to navigate uncertainty with grace and confidence, knowing that each challenge strengthens your character. Gratitude plays a central role in setting the tone for a purposeful year. Taking time to appreciate what you already have shifts your perspective from scarcity to abundance. Gratitude anchors you in the present moment, reminding you that fulfillment isn't just about achieving more, it's about recognizing the richness of what you already possess. This practice not only enhances your well-being, but also provides a strong foundation for future growth. Intentional habits are the building blocks of a purposeful life. As you prepare for the year ahead, consider the daily practices that will support your goals and values. These habits, whether they involve mindfulness, physical health, or creative pursuits, create a structure that keeps you aligned with your aspirations. Small, consistent actions often lead to the most significant transformations over time. Mindfulness is another cornerstone of starting the year with purpose. Staying present allows you to fully engage with each moment, reducing the noise of distractions and anxieties about the future. Mindfulness enhances your ability to focus, appreciate, and respond thoughtfully to life's challenges and opportunities. It's a practice that brings clarity and balance to your days, ensuring that your energy is spent intentionally. Community and connection also play a vital role in a meaningful year. Surrounding yourself with people who inspire, support, and challenge you creates an environment that fosters growth. Relationships built on mutual respect and understanding provide encouragement during difficult times and amplify your joy during moments of success. Prioritizing these connections ensures that your journey is enriched by shared experiences and collective wisdom. Embracing simplicity is a powerful way to stay focused and intentional. Simplifying your physical, emotional, and mental spaces reduces clutter and distraction, allowing you to concentrate on what truly matters. This doesn't mean eliminating everything. It means making deliberate choices about what adds value to your life and what does not. Simplicity creates space for clarity, creativity, and peace. As you approach the new year, self-compassion is essential. Setting high expectations is natural, but it's equally important to treat yourself with kindness when things don't go as planned. The Stoics taught that failure is part of the human experience, and how you respond to it shapes your growth. Self-compassion allows you to learn from mistakes without being weighed down by them, fostering resilience and a positive outlook. Discipline is another crucial element of starting the year with purpose. While motivation can waver, discipline sustains your efforts through challenges and distractions. It's the commitment to show up for yourself, even when it feels difficult. This consistency builds momentum, reinforcing your confidence and progress over time. Discipline isn't about rigidity. It's about honoring your goals and values with steadfast action. Curiosity fuels growth and discovery. Approaching the year with a sense of curiosity encourages you to explore new ideas, experiences, and perspectives. Curiosity keeps your mind open and engaged, fostering creativity and adaptability. It's a mindset that transforms uncertainty into opportunity, allowing you to navigate life's twists and turns with enthusiasm and resilience. Gratitude and curiosity are complemented by reflection and planning. Taking time to pause, assess, and strategize ensures that your efforts are purposeful rather than reactive. Reflection allows you to celebrate your progress, learn from challenges, and recalibrate your goals as needed. Planning provides a roadmap for your intentions, ensuring that each step aligns with your vision for the year ahead. Ultimately, starting the year with purpose is about living in alignment with your values. It's about making choices that reflect who you are and who you aspire to become. This alignment creates a sense of authenticity and fulfillment that no external achievement can replicate. It's a commitment to living with intention, courage, and integrity, regardless of the circumstances you face. As you prepare for the coming year, remember that purpose is not found in grand gestures or sweeping changes. It's cultivated in the quiet moments of reflection, the deliberate choices, and the small, consistent actions that shape your days. With these principles as your guide, you're equipped to embrace the year ahead with clarity, confidence, and resilience. The journey to becoming unknown isn't about vanishing. It's about stepping into a life of quiet power, inner confidence, and intentionality. By mastering silence, detaching from validation, controlling your emotions, setting firm boundaries, and embracing mystery, you transform your presence into something magnetic. Investing in yourself, practicing patience, letting go of outcomes, cultivating stillness, and focusing on what truly matters create an unshakable foundation for living authentically. These habits are not about withdrawing, but about commanding respect, building meaningful connections, and living on your own terms. If any of these lessons resonated with you, share your thoughts below. What habit are you most excited to apply to your life? Your reflections could inspire someone else in this community to take the next step on their journey. And don't forget, subscribing to this channel ensures you'll never miss more content like this. Hit that button and turn on the bell notification to keep learning, growing, and embracing the Stoic principles that lead to a life of strength and purpose. Let's build a movement of thoughtful, intentional living together. See you in the next video.